I heard from one of you guys that the light reflects really nicely into the bookcase behind, so I'll probably leave it like that if you guys prefer it. Today I want to talk about something that is a blast from the past. This Ellen Powell. Now, if you don't know who Ellen Powell was, she was the CEO of Reddit. And back then, she started implementing a lot of unpopular decisions, mostly regarding under censorship and enacting all these hate speech rules on Reddit. And back then, people were freaking out because censoring things on the internet was a new concept at the time. And it's really interesting to see how any other CEO that would do what she did back then probably wouldn't get any criticism nowadays. It would be just normal. And I think it's like part of the boiling of the frog in place. It was that bad that people called her Chairman Powell. And the way she managed to get fired is that she actually fired a person, Victoria Taylor, which was a very beloved person on Reddit. And that's when people really started protesting and they managed to create a big controversy, and eventually she had to step down. In my opinion, it's also a trick that companies do when they want to implement really unpopular policies. They will get a fall guy, or in this case, a fall gal, and then they will implement the policies. And as people rise up, they'll be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, we hear you, we hear you," and they will fire the person that implemented the policies, but the policies remain. So anyway, why do I talk about Chairman Powell now? Why all of a sudden? Well, she made a very interesting tweet all of a sudden. She posted, "CEOs of big tech companies, you almost certainly have incels as employees. What are you going to do about it?" To which a person responds, she actually thought this was a good tweet and hit send. Now, for those of you who don't know what incels is, if you've been living under a rock, they're involuntary celibates. Okay, so men who want to have a relationship, but due to different reasons, they don't know how to attract a woman. It might be because they're socially awkward, it might be because they're shy, it might be because, I don't know, they're suffering from autism and they're not very social people, or it might be because they're weirdos, creeps, various reasons. But the feminists are putting all the incels in a bucket. And it's all since a Young Turk subscriber by the name of Elliot Rogers, and yes, he was subscribed to the Young Turks, committed a mass shooting. And ever since, the idea of an incel is viewed as the devil. It is viewed as something awful. And feminists constantly try to dehumanize these people. But I don't think Ellen Powell is trying to dehumanize them. You know what I think she's trying to do? I think she's trying to reach out. I think she's looking at these individuals who didn't have a lot of luck in life, and she wants to give them a hands up. So, I think that what CEOs of big tech companies need to do with themselves is they need to do what China does to them. So China is hiring cheerleaders for the office. Chinese tech companies are hiring pretty women. See, the Chinese know what pretty is. Every time you have this conversation in the West, it's like, oh, what is pretty? What does it mean to be pretty? Oh, the Chinese know, right? If you don't know what pretty is, ask the Chinese, they will tell you. So they're hiring pretty women to motivate male employees by chatting, playing ping pong, and buying them breakfast. Isn't it amazing, right? So I think this is what Ellen Powell wants for the incel population that is working at big tech companies. Now, there are a couple of naysayers and uncharitable individuals that suggest that she wants them fired. And no, I think that would be abhorrent to assume something like that, because feminism is for male as well, and feminism wants to help men, is what I understand. And I don't think it's good for the psychological mental stability of a man who's already probably depressed because he can't find a significant other while everyone around him does, to also fire him just because they don't find a significant other. I mean, just think how that would imply. Like, the boss comes to you and it's like, did you find the girlfriend yet? No? Well, you have 2 weeks. If you don't find it in 2 weeks, we're going to fire you. So I don't think that Ellen Powell is suggesting this dystopia. No, I think she just literally wants the corporations to show concern for the people that work at them, and just like the Chinese government, hire pretty women, and this will probably raise their self-esteem. This will probably get them to be able to socialize more, especially if it's a shy guy, if it's an individual that is afraid to talk with the ladies. They They can see that the ladies don't bite. And wow, like look at this job. Like honestly, this does look like the dream job for a lady. It's like you go there, and all you have to do is to spend time and have fun with a couple of guys that are IT workers. Seriously, like is this a wrong job? And if you think about it, you're actually doing good for society because you're helping these young men, be able to socialize better and stuff. I do wonder, like, what does this lady feel? Like she definitely is working at the company, but I don't think like this has an effect on her. So as you can see, they're playing guitar, they're having fun, like recreational thing. They're playing ping pong, and apparently they even buy them breakfast. Like I genuinely think it's a good idea. It sounds really ridiculous, but there are people out there who are quite introverted, and maybe this is like a good Kickstarter to get them to start socializing and be able to stop being so shy. I mean, for those people, this probably helps. Chinese tech companies have sparked controversy on social media, well, on Western social media, I assume, after choosing to motivate their male employees by hiring programming cheerleaders. I definitely do not see what's wrong with this. It's consensual, right? The women want the job, they apply for it. What is the controversy? Like, there's nothing sexual about it. It's just that they are going there in order to create a better work environment for people to feel motivated and be excited to go at work. But of course, there needs to be some controversy. There needs to be some problem. If you have a Twitch streamer that shows her tits and paints her tits in a family-friendly social media group, if you complain, you're a misogynist. But if you have like a company that hires a woman to, I suppose, try and be entertaining for the people there, then that is misogynist as well. Like I like if you would have a room full of women that are working, like let's say IT workers or whatnot, and you would make a case that it helps them to bring like a Chip and Dale type of guy, like a male role model to be there and entertain them, I wouldn't care. Like, yeah, if it increases productivity, go for it. As long as everything is consensual and no one is upset. So their job includes buying programmers breakfast, chit-chatting, and playing ping pong with them. I wonder like what this woman is being told, because she goes like, oh, it's like probably it's like these types of guys. It's like, look, they don't know how to speak with women. They're very shy, and she's like, oh. Pictures show young women being trained in a corporate room by a senior employee, each dressed in bright outfits and taking notes. Additional images show the women chatting to employees at work, laughing with a number of male workers, and participating in what appears to be an office sing-along. What is controversial about this? This is the future that Ellen Pao wants. I don't know who can be against something so beautiful. They also show one of the employees playing ping pong with the women. An HR manager of one of these companies that apparently hired 3 of the cheerleaders told the site that their programmers were mostly male and terrible at socializing. The presence of these girls have greatly improved their job efficiency and motivation, says the HR manager. The response on social media to the picture has been less positive. Oh, hire women who code. Oh, wait, that would be too intimidating. Well, it seems that they do hire women that can code. Look, here they are, right? She's right over here. But you know what? Her job is to code, not to socialize with the other people, so she is focused on her task. But yeah, I guess when you look at from a gender communist point of view, if it's not 50-50 representation, then clearly it is sexism. It's not that maybe women just aren't interested in IT and they want to have other jobs like journalism, to complain that there aren't enough women in IT. How about the female coders? Do they get some men? I have nothing against the female coders getting some men. I have absolutely, like, if this increases productivity, by all means accommodate them. I bet that these girls would work better than the guys in this company and without needing any cheerleading stuff. This is ridiculous, a female user has said. Yeah, but what about the guys? Like, if you actually have certain people in society that are bad at socializing, right? Like they have this disadvantage. Isn't it a good thing to help them out? Don't we as a society, like, isn't the left about compassion and, helping people with disabilities? Like, in my opinion, not being able to socialize, being shy, and being retracted and introverted can be viewed as a disability in a society where everyone else is extroverted, right? But I guess, the compassion is running a little bit low. It is currently unknown what companies are choosing to introduce this role and how many have indeed adopted it. I don't know, but to me, it seems like a brilliant idea. Like, if I were to have a company, I put up the job application, people come in, and I hire the best people. And if that happens to be 70% men and 30% women, that's fine. And if I notice that, having women there that are cheerleaders increases the productivity, by all means. Not to mention, it's like, are you saying that women can't entertain other women? Like, are you saying that it has to be sexual? Because this doesn't seem to be overtly sexual. It's like, okay, they're getting together and they're singing a sing-along song, and they're having like these cool pillows, and everyone is having fun. Like, look, even the woman here is having fun. But no, like, we have to treat it that men and women are separate tribes, and they like, a woman cannot entertain other women, huh? What about the lesbians? Huh? This is what they're supposed to ask. Do let me know what you think. Please share this video around if you liked it. I would really appreciate it, because the algorithm is a little bit towards me lately. And I'll see you all later on. Cheers.